Yo, what up? And welcome to the Tailgate, an extension to a regular podcast where we get you hyped and ready for the game. I'm your host, Smarts, alongside the always angry Angel, his counterpart, instigating George, and the man with some facts, Masa. This is the Tailgate. Good evening.
What up?
What it do, baby?
What's going on,
Get
fellas?
that shit out of here.
Why you mad, Doug? What's going on
Who's
today?
mad?
Tell me. I don't know what's going on. I'm down on Tony Hawk, you know.
Let's
just
go.
drinking
Hell yeah.
Let's fucking
Hell
go.
yeah.
Let's fucking go,
Yeah.
man. I seen that show was at 6:00. I was this close to fucking canceling this pod tonight, though. I was like, I just want to play Tony Hawk. But
People were already playing it?
at 6:00,
No,
yeah.
at 9.
6:00. Yeah, 6:00. Yeah, it's been out for 3 hours now.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, get this shit going. Hey, we
Yeah,
won.
that's
Fuck it.
As you guys know, this is a tailgate. If you haven't heard tailgate before, because we have taken a break. I mean, this is the first tailgate of the season, right? Which is only what 9 games in, 8 games in, whatever it is.
3 games in. I'll say 3.
Yeah, but because of the whole situation, we haven't done many of these. So this is the first time there's a tailgate. This is the pregame to the preview show before the game up ahead. On weeks like this, that we play a midweek game, we kind of recap the midweek game before getting ready for the next game. We try to get you out of here within 30, 40 minutes. Sometimes they get lengthier, sometimes they're a little shorter. Today, we'll see where we go because we haven't done this, so I'm out of rhythm right now. But let's get going. You guys see the match last night?
Oof. I had the honor of watching it with you.
Yeah, that shit was tight. That shit was tight. Got the belt back there somewhere. No. But yeah, man. Yo, what a match. I was fucking impressed by the way the team performed in general. Right? I thought, like, I mean, given that Portland did put out a weaker squad in the first half, and then they kind of brought it in the player second half. I was still impressed by the way the mentality of the players, right? Like the passing, the touching, everything. Before we get into that, let's go ahead and get down to with the starting lineup. Unfortunately, we had Bingham a goal again. Steris Nipui holding down the center back positions with Insua out right and Insua out left and Araujo out right. Kitchen and Corona repeat. So pretty much the same repeat of the last few games, with the exception of Araujo coming in for Felcher. And Efra coming in for what I was playing all right. Leggett at the camp position, Pavona's always in the left, and Lord Subak in up top. Thoughts on what you guys thought when you seen Araujo and Efra out on the right hand side?
My immediate question was either of two. Either GBS noticed how bad Rolf was and wanted to give Araujo the chance to start there and to prove that he could take the spot, or he liked what he saw from Efra last game in those whatever minutes that he came in and he saw the intensity. He said, "Let's give this a try."
Yeah, I lean more towards that. I think Efra earned his spot for this game, and with some with some legs, some rotation, somewhat rotation for some of the players. I mean, seems good. Masa, what you think when you saw the lineup?
I saw a lineup. I liked it. I wasn't sure. I wasn't confident about Efra, to be honest, because I've been on the overhyped boat, you know. And I mean, I still kind of feel that way. It's a different Efra from what what I've been seeing prior years. It looks different, so I'm excited. Hopefully, he comes through. But when I saw Portland's lineup, I was like, we have to win this game.
Yeah, same.
There's no way we lose with the team we put out and the team that they put out. I was like, we got to walk out of here with 3 points.
Yeah, and we usually don't talk about the other team's lineup. One, because we're not prepared for that, to be honest, and two, because it usually doesn't matter, right? But this time I think it did matter. They didn't have the stars, right? We had both Blanco, Chara, Valeri, bench, right? Just those three. When you think of Portland, you think of those 3 players, right? Like those are the players you think of. Yeah. So just with them not in the field, I felt the same way as Masa. Like this has to be a dove. If they come out weaker with a weaker side, we have to put it to them and make sure we get the points. Luckily, they didn't disappoint. Although it did get sketchy at the end. Initially, we got the game. So let's get going. going off of what I said, I thought Alvarez was gonna have a little bit of a speed issue. Like I don't know if he had the pace for it. But I think George, you mentioned it yesterday when we were watching the game. These guys never stay in one position. They kind of always overlap and kind of move around, right? And with that being said, I think I guess it made me feel a little more comfortable knowing that he doesn't necessarily have to go down the wing at all times. The game starts, bro, and early on, like you could tell the Galaxy are looking for possession, looking to control the game and the pace of the game. And I think everyone was on point. Like with their touches, they were pretty secure with the touches, except fucking Bingham. I mean, from the jump, right? I know it was within before the goal.
No, two players.
Who else do you think was off from their passing?
Pavon.
Yeah,
Okay. And actually, yeah, I think you're right. And I told you, I said I felt he looks a little sluggish, and you said the turf. We said I think you thought the turf was affecting him, right? And this is like first half as the game is developing, so it's not after a score or anything. Now that we know the score, now we see everything. Quick take on that. Was it turf or was he just a little sluggish yesterday?
I think it was just gas. It was gas. At the end of the 90, the first thing he did was drop to his legs and just sat his ass down and said, "All right, cool, we got it. Let's get the fuck out of here."
And then
I honestly think it was just a little. It could be turf adjustment, but I think it was just off for the first 45 minutes. It took him a half to like adjust, a whole half, and whatever they told him during halftime. Because as soon as second half, like when he came out second half, it was just it was the same old Pavon that we've been seeing for the last 3 games. So to me, it was just I don't know what it was, but the first half he was off for me.
And
he's gonna have an off night. I was like, damn, he's gonna have an off night, but.
And it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary to think that he has an off night with our team, right? Because it feels like we depend on him to kind of get us that fire and kind of get us the creativity.
Before this game, yes.
Yeah. And I want to talk about what I said, but I'll talk about it second half when we talk about his goal. But again, I think passing wise, they had an idea. They knew they wanted the whole possession. It just so fucked how early on. I mean, early in the game. Early in the game, I think it's before the first goal. The first goal came in the 15 minutes. So within the first 15 minutes, you saw 2-3 mistakes from Bingham when he's trying to come out playing the ball. Well, that's whether the ball is in his hands or ball at his feet. Like my guy. Like some of these passes weren't even pressured. You just had like bad passes early on, and it's funny because again, I watched it with George and we're talking about how there's talks of Klinsmann having better footwork. And with the defense being so more reliable, actually, it looked pretty reliable through most of the game. It showcased like Bingham's like inability to fucking play with his feet. All right.
Remember what I told you about that? About
remind me.
Bingham had an excuse in the past of the Galaxy being bad. So my take on it was Bingham had an excuse, or the Galaxy's bad. My defense is bad. This is why they're scoring all these goals on me. Now that the team is playing well, if he fucks up, he fucks up. Yeah. And that's pressure to him. And especially knowing that the Galaxy went out and got another goalie, I think he's starting to feel some pressure.
You think he's starting to crack? I
and
mean,
I don't think it's reacting well.
Yeah, no, not at all. Angel always talks about like it's dope to have like players that push you on the bench because you have to be on toes. I don't know if Bingham has toes, or he might just have nubs. Like he's off. He's off definitely again. But let's talk about the good stuff, right? Let me start with Efra, just because he kind of creates and scores this goal in the 15th minute. But man, he was playing FIFA out there with these passes that he gave for the first goal, and the fact that there's 15 passes, I think it's 16 or 17 touches in total, leading up to that goal. And once they rotate it, it comes out to Araujo. No, it comes out to So when after it rotates, because it goes to one and then it rotates back and it comes out to Araujo. Araujo has the first touch on the actual lead up to the goal. I love what Alvarez does to kind of drop in and kind of show himself for that pass.
Yeah,
good recognition on Araujo that he had the space, gives him the ball, and then I don't know if these guys
first touch in space.
But the touch is magical. I think the touch is fucking beautiful because it's into space with pace that kind of takes the defense out. But also Araujo, like from the jump, he gives the ball and makes that run, right? So like the pass is beautiful, but also like you have to have the player to make that run for you, right? Because if nobody makes that run, he's just a ball in space, right? So
these kids have been playing together since the academy.
That's what I'm saying, and I think that showed, right? I think that showed because like they seemed like they'd done that many of times. Like it wasn't even there was no hesitation to that play. And listen, when I seen that pass, I was blown away just by the pass. I was like, yo, like this pass, right? Araujo's smarts to fucking to hold that ball, find Efra again in space, right? Because he looks for that space and he's calling for the ball at his feet. And then again, like again gets the ball first touch into fucking legit and
that awareness.
Yeah, listen, the awareness and also like I get that pass is not gonna get a lot of credit because the first pass was so dope, but that pass is also on a dime. You know what I mean? It finds legit and it gives him the advantage the way the ball is played to him. Big heads up play by legit. A diagonal ball back to find Efra on top of the box, and Efra just says all the time in the world. And it's crazy because you see in the broadcast before he scores, Kitchen is already almost like putting his hands up, right? And it's fucking clutch, bro. Like I mean, he gets top of the box and he puts it on, maybe not top bins, but close enough to top bins, and I'm gonna call that top bins.
Listen, not to toot my own horn because I usually don't do that, but. Ever. I said a key to this was driving that ball down the line or driving it close to where you're attacking the goalie and pushing it back to the top of the box.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned Jonah Hazard's runs. Do this. This is key to. This is exactly to the point of what I want to see, and they did it a lot throughout this game.
Yes, 100%. But if they could do it the way they did for that goal, I mean, like, listen, what you said is 100% right. I just didn't expect them to do it in that fashion. Right, like that play, you put a European team, any European team in there, and you believe it, right? You say it's MLS. You don't kind of see these like well thought out, well passed goals. Like that's a team goal. Again, it's 15 passes, 17 touches in total. Sheesh, you know what I mean? Like that buildup was everything. The 1-2s, and it was quick. It wasn't slow. Like, man, I couldn't be impressed, bro. I was blown away by that goal. I didn't see it, especially from like the shit quality of game we've been playing, especially in Orlando and maybe the games before that. To see a goal that worked like by our team, that shit was dope, man. I was super hyped by that. And
it's crazy. My bad. It's crazy you say that because during the play, they switch it. And it goes back over there, and it's a little more crowded on that side. At one point, before the goal, I'm like, someone's gonna fuck up somewhere, right?
Yeah,
like
100%.
We're used to it.
100%. 100%.
Right? So when you see the ball get to F at the top of the box, I'm like, this motherfucker is about to score. Yeah, and he puts it away, dog, and I go fucking
calmness
crazy,
of the calmness of him being able to touch the ball inside of the box, set himself up, not have to panic, and still make that shot, like. From the beginning to the end, he did everything perfectly. The one touch, being aware when to have that first touch, being aware when you have enough time to make that touch, and crazy enough that shit's in the box. Hats off to the kid.
I mean, how many older, more experienced players take that first time with the wrong foot just because it's coming in that way, right? Like him to settle. He picked the spot. I know for a fact he picked the spot where he wanted to shoot it.
I mean, the game against San Jose, when he came in, he was looking for that far post from outside the box.
I went on a limb and I told us this is the Gio. This is Gio.
Yeah. You called it. You've been calling that for a couple weeks now. Yeah. I mean, and I don't recall how many goals Gio scored like that. But
if Gio would have played the way Efra played this game, we would have been happy.
Gio. Yeah, but I love Gio.
And that's crazy to say right now how that Efra 18-year-old is playing this way, and we're completely okay with it. I fuck with it.
I'm gonna bring it down just a bit because I'm gonna say this was a really good game following his minutes in the game prior to this, right? He's in the same boat with Leggett for me, where I want to see this continue and I hope it does because again, and we'll talk a little bit more about Leggett right now, but Leggett had another game with the way we want to see him play, right, going forward. So if Efra could line a couple of these games up too, man, like he's one of the guys that win me over right back, dog. Araujo. Let's talk about Araujo, right? Araujo, now we're seeing him. Listen, again, we don't know why he's in why he benched Rolf, right? Whether it's physical, whether it's just change of tactics, whatever it is. Araujo did not look like he's out of place there, almost at all, right? Listen, there's a play. I think it was right after we scored, where Portland gets through, and they take on Araujo and they kind of beat him initially, Araujo recovers and slides inside the box, nothing but ball.
Yep.
And I'm
Nothing
like,
but ball.
ooh, right? Because listen, he's Araujo, right? Not that much experience inside the box. That's nervy, bro. That's really nervy. And
Yeah.
for him to have the balls of steel to fucking make that slide tackle, no foul, nothing but ball. I was just like, man, like you don't miss a beat right now. Like this
Confident
kid,
right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you write that, right? You have to write that. You have to write that. You know what I mean? And see where it develops. Because I mean, again, how old is Araujo? Araujo's not that much older than
I think he's 19.
Efra, right? Like both these kids are like can't even have a fucking beer with us yet. You know? And it's really exciting to see. The boys continue to push. Although I think after the first goal, it
19.
levels out a little bit. After first goal, the game levels out a little bit. There is some chances from Portland, maybe not too clear, but there's some chances. And like I was telling George, we were watching yesterday, like every single time they get a chance, Bingham's nervous reaction gets me nervous. Every
Yep.
single time, because listen, some of these weren't even like they weren't even on frame, but the way like he kind of shakes a little bit and then dives, like man, if that's on frame, I don't know if he gets there. I really don't know.
And
if
to
he
your
gets there,
point,
bro.
and to your point on that, I think Portland caught on to it because they were shooting shots that no one would ever shoot. But the fact that they knew they had an anti goalie in that goal, take your shot,
Yeah.
shot. Somebody's gonna fall in.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I think you guys are traumatized. I
Maybe.
didn't know. I didn't. You know, I fucking dislike Bingham a lot. It was fucking garbage, but I didn't feel threatened in the first half at all. Like I didn't feel like maybe they were taking shots, but I never thought like, oh, that's just gonna lead to a goal. You know?
Yeah. Listen, again, I think for me, mostly it was Bingham, right? Especially there was one where I think it either hits off of Corona or the Portland defender or the Portland attacker gets a foot on it, whatever it is. It goes wide, but when they show the replay, you see how late Bingham dove for that. And if you think about it, like if that's on frame and that's your reaction time, like that's gonna be a goal.
Oh,
And
I know
again,
what you're talking about. The corner.
yeah,
The corner.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like all this shit makes me really nervous. You know what I mean? Like, and again, because he doesn't have anything for me to say, like he'll make this block, right? I know even last year I was talking about like he's a good shot blocker. He looks like he even lost some of that, right? Like, because we pointed a couple times how he doesn't dive to his left and whatever. I don't want this to become a Bingham bashing episode, but shit, his shitness was showcased this game a lot. Again, it levels out. It goes into a half 1-0. I remember telling George, like, I didn't like that. I wanted them to score another goal before the half because I knew they had, like the guys mentioned, right? Valeri, they had fucking Charo, they had Blanco on the bench,
Yeah.
right? And these guys are gonna fucking change the game. No matter what, I don't care what minute you bring them in, they're gonna change the game because these guys are game changers. Like these are legit game changers. I mean, it's kind of like the same energy we receive when we get Jonah in the field, right? Like, but they have three of those. You know, we have one of those. They have three of those. So I wanted to see an extra goal. Give me thoughts on the first half, on what you thought of the first half and what you thought of the score and going into the second half.
All I wanted was for Portland not to score a goal because then we knew, like you said, those game changers were going to come in, and I feel it would have been a different game if they would have had a late first half goal.
Yeah, I felt good about the first half. Honestly, I felt like even though it wasn't Portland's strongest side, there were still some talented players on that team, like Andy Polo. I forgot the name of the other guy, Mora.
Yeah.
But I still think the team, minimized their chances, and to do that on a third game straight, like that's impressive to me.
Yeah.
So first half, even though I did want another goal, like you said, just to kind of calm the nerves, just knowing what they had in the bench. But I mean, I was impressed.
And I know we were flying by this a little bit, but again, if things another game, you give a nod to the midfield because the midfield did a lot of dirty work again. Kitchen especially, he did a lot of dirty work, and Corona was there too. Although Corona got loose this game, and he was he was looking more in the attacking end.
Yeah, it's crazy because that's what from when I used to watch him in Liga MX. That's the Corona that I knew. Like he was a full box to box. He could attack. He could defend. He looks good on the ball, and this game he kind of looked like he's catching form. He's catching rhythm. Maybe when they took him out last game, it was like an eye opener. Like, damn, I don't
remember what we talked about. Remember what we talked about last time he played on turf? How he's gonna feel comfortable because that's how he played with Tijuana.
Yep, that's accurate.
So the second half starts, and again, it's more of the Galaxy. Again, Portland's in the game, right? Because I don't think they were ever out of the game, which is not dangerous.
Mhm.
I think the Galaxy always had more possession and more of controlling the pace of what we're going to do. And in like a few minutes after the first half starts, I forget who picks this ball to Pavon.
I think it was Depew or
Was it?
Stairs.
It was
I'm
one of
not
the center
sure.
backs.
It's one of the center backs though.
But
Uh,
let's talk about
huh.
that first touch though to get away from. I think that was Palacios too, or Paredes. I'm sorry. I think that was Paredes who was on him. Let's talk about that first touch though, because
Bro,
from the air, he pulls it. It pulls it and he's gone. Paredes, I think Paredes, or it might have been Zambrano, one or two, but he dives at his ankles, right? Like he dives and tries to foul him, and he just skips over it. And once
bro,
that happens, I'll go for it.
it's crazy because he makes a touch, he starts seeing that he's not gonna catch him. He's like, "Fuck, I gotta bring this foot down," or
Yeah,
try to put a tackle on the ball, and he clips him, and Pavon doesn't go down, bro.
yeah,
That shit,
yeah.
his balance is crazy, and he's falling down and still running at the same fucking speed. Like, how the fuck are you that fast, dog?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you fucking got tripped up a little bit, and you're still like
yeah.
100% at your sprint,
It's because
and
he don't even run. He gallops though. He just kind of like he just yeah, man. It's really something else. Like I thought once again I think if Zambrano goes down for a slide, I thought that was gonna be a foul, right? Even if he
Well,
wasn't taken down, I thought he was gonna stop, like most players do.
well, well. With that, that's what I was gonna get to. That's that. That's that Argentina league. That's that fucking grit. You're
Yeah,
gonna get hit. Keep going
yeah,
because any other player would have the presence of mind. That defender's on a yellow card. I believe. If I fall, it's an automatic red. That's double yellow. I, anyone else would have done that 100%. But the fact is that you see an open lane, you get clipped, and you see, fuck it, I'm gonna go score this goal. That's exactly what this team needs.
and then so like, I highlighted that part because I thought that part was dope. I really like that was something else to me. Like that first touch, you don't see it in the league a lot. You know what I mean? Like that's smarts right there. That's really like intelligent touch right there. So I highlighted that, but that falls maybe short to what he does inside the box,
Mhm.
right? Because yeah, we talk about his pace getting to the box, and then gets to the box and he slows it down. He
Yeah.
slows it down, though, and it's so crazy how like the defender is gone with a drop of a shoulder. He kind of, and it's not even like like some crazy move. He just drops the shoulder and drives it in, and that touch takes the defender off.
Yeah,
Go for it.
that fool goes into the box. He looks up and he slows it down for like, I'm gonna say like half a second, and then that acceleration inside the box on that touch, and then he 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 disguises the shot as a second post shot,
Yeah.
and he goes first post and takes out everybody out the fucking play, and it's just like that shit was easy. Like he makes it look
Smooth.
fucking
It's so
simple.
smooth, baby. It's so smooth. You know what I mean? Like,
You know what? I'm gonna criticize him a little on this, just because I want to see the Pavons that this is a couple times that he's done it. He's cut to his right, and he kind of adds too much power to the point where he falls back and he lands on his ass. I want you to stay up because then sometimes we're gonna need those powers or those second post
Tackle
shots
shot.
where you have to wrap your foot around the ball. Listen, Golasso, I'm not gonna take anything away from him, but lately I've been seeing him push the ball a little bit forward and have to reach it, and with making him fall to the floor.
That's interesting, right? Because you take it as him trying to put too much on it, mishits it, and it goes to the first post. Masa's taking it as he deliberately disguises that shot and go and comes back in the first ball. That's interesting.
That's fair.
I got to
That's
see it
fair.
again. Because to be quite honest with you, like every single time I see it, I'm just kind of in awe of what he does.
Check the
And then
San
I'm like,
Jose game as
oh,
well, or
yeah,
or,
yeah, I
or
remember
the
that one.
LAFC game, part of that, because there's a lot that
Yeah,
he pushes forward and he reaches for it and he slides out. I just resaw the goal. Massa may be right, but it's probably because I've tried
right.
to
You've been looking
highlight
for
that
that, yeah,
I've seen that a
yeah,
lot.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I've seen it a lot.
Because you're right. He did it against San Jose where he falls off, and that one almost wanted to go to when he bounces off the chest of the defender. Right, that's the one you talking
Yeah,
about.
and then the other one too against San Jose where he cuts in, he takes the shot, he falls, and the shot goes up. Like
Oh yeah,
he skies it.
this guy's
He was
yep.
trying to look for that second post finish. But I mean, I'm not gonna give him shit for this one, dog. I mean,
Yeah,
No.
he
he did it
scores.
all,
He
baby.
scores that. I'm not gonna give a shit. So, that triggers a reaction from Portland. They bring in 3 subs, including Blanco and Ibose. Not sure if it's an E or a
Yeah,
thing.
he got it right the first time.
Let me see.
Obviously.
He and these are now the starting level caliber players. But it's 2-0, and I feel like we're controlling. The Galaxy react shortly after that, bringing in Santos for Leggett, which I thought was a good move, right? Because Leggett's been playing good. Give him if you could afford to give him 30 minutes rest before playing again on Sunday, I'm all for it. And it's Dos Santos you're bringing in, right? So it's if not like but like maybe for a little better. So I'm not.
Yeah. My bad, Rudy. It's crazy, right? Because I feel like the quality of the Galaxy at the moment, like everybody's kind of spot on.
Mm-hmm.
With the exception of a couple players. Dog, I didn't even notice Jonah was in.
Oh no shit!
Because we were drafting.
Oh yeah.
Right. So
Oh,
I'm watching the game and then I hear Dos Santos on the broadcast. I'm like,
You're like,
when the fuck did this come in? Like, then that says a lot, right, about the team at the moment. Like that's good. That's a good thing.
So yeah, to what you're saying, like Dos Santos comes in and it doesn't miss a beat, right? It doesn't come in. The team functions the same way it was, and again, and now you have Dos Santos on the field. But at this time though, like with Blanco and Ibovas in the field, like Portland looking scarier. Portland's getting chances. Portland's getting scarier. It definitely evened out the game. I wouldn't say they took over the game, but I think it evened out. I think it was pretty even game at that point, with the exception the Galaxy had a 2-0 lead. But that only lasted another 6 minutes after the changes. Because you have the first fuck up, right? Listen, I'll say this much. I think it was good play for Portland to kind of get to a position where they got to. But then the cross, and if you guys see in the video, you guys see the image of Bingham here swatting it back into the middle. Now, fuck me, guy.
Hold up. Ask the people who aren't goalies, because we know that you're gonna know exactly what to do. Massa, as a goalie, what do you need to do in this play?
Right here, if I feel like I can't hit it over the post, and I'm gonna send it towards the same angle it came back, just outside. Like if I don't feel confident throwing it over the post because I'm a little too forward, then I'm just gonna smack it right back. Like if I pack someone playing basketball, bro, like boom, right back towards the end line. Like that to me is common sense. I would never put that shit back in the middle because as a defender or as a player, you know not to put shit back into their box. Like this is 100%. Common soccer IQ. Like my fucking kid knows this, dog, and he's 3.
I completely agree. The bat down, I don't necessarily agree. If I could get a hand on it, that means I could get a fist on it. Punch it back behind you.
Oh,
even if you can't, just hit it outside or punch it behind you. Punch out. Do anything but putting it in the middle. Like you said, common soccer knowledge. Don't play the fucking ball in the middle. No matter if you're forward, defender, midfielder, or a goalie. Open up the ball. It doesn't matter. It's just common fucking knowledge.
Yeah, listen, and a couple things, right? Massa, you could have been right, but if you look at the image, screen cap here, he's only maybe a full step away from his line. There's no way. There's no way he can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he goes out with the right.
Like, but it's Bingham, right? I'm saying if he doesn't feel confident, right?
Oh my! But
there's
I totally hear you. I hear you. I'm just it's disappointing, right? I think you're right. I think you're 100% right. It's disappointing that a professional caliber goalie can't do this. And then let's go to George's point. Punch the ball out. George, didn't I call out Portland's keeper for punching one ball out? And then like that he puts the ball out and it goes into a counterattack. Right?
You said, damn, it's crazy how you see how a confident goalkeeper can come out, and this is what happens with a team that could counter it.
Listen, all the opportunities for Bingham to do the same thing. Right, and it's not like a complicated cross either. Like it's a floating ball out there, and it gets a full palm on it. Except that he kind of just brings it down for whoever's in the middle. This one right here,
terrible, dog. Terrible.
This one right here, it's all on Bingham for me.
Terrible.
Right,
terrible.
We could look at the reaction from the players after Bingham brings it down, but I think that'd be unfair because it's a pretty bang at that point.
You never anticipate your goalie to do that. Never.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they should now. Maybe they should be burned right now and anticipate that. But
well, then maybe he shouldn't play.
Man.
Exactly.
Listen, man, again, I'm nothing against Klinsmann personally. I don't like young goalkeepers, so I didn't want to see him. But maybe you guys are
I mean,
right. Maybe
at
it's
this
time for
point,
him. Yeah, maybe again.
at this
Maybe you
point,
guys are right.
if Klinsman does this, I'm like, all right, fuck it. He's a young keeper. He's gonna learn from this. The fuck is this fool gonna learn from this?
No,
Shit.
it's
Hasn't
just
Bingham been to a fucking USA camp?
This is
yeah,
past
yeah. He
prime,
was.
dog. This is past prime Bingham, dog.
That's sad too. He's only like
And,
27 or something like that, right?
and prime Bingham wasn't all that either. So it's there's no up from here. It's only down. And I mean, the way we're playing lock on defense, dog. This game should have been 3-0,
Like,
4-0.
yeah, yeah, easy.
Yeah.
So again, sorry for this Bash Bingham podcast, but shit, this is just necessary.
Listen,
Uh,
no. 'Cause the guy that bashes Bingham is not on here, and for
Yeah,
us to
like,
do it, he rightfully so deserves this shit.
yeah. So for all you guys following that drinking game that came up on Twitter, like Angel's not here, but yeah, get that bottle out and start drinking.
Yep.
Bingham's trash. Luckily for us though, that they cut the lead down to a goal, but we answered right back. They have Portland's goal at the 6th, 7th minute, and they have Joe Corona's goal at the 71st minute. And let's talk about that Corona goal though, right?
SFTS banger.
Bangers only. And it's crazy because like even prior to him getting that bounce and getting that shot, like the boys were in the box trying to create something, right? You see Jonah
Efra.
find Efra tries to come back in and look for his left again, which fucking yes, fuck yeah, like look for that shit every single time. Unfortunately, the Portland defender gets a touch on it, bounces off to Joe Corona. And listen, I tell you right now, when I seen that bounce and the way he was coming, I knew what he was intending to do. Never did I fucking imagine he was actually getting that clutch though.
Oh, that shit was fuck.
I
The
mean,
fucking goal could have been like fucking 20 yards back, and that's just still going top bins, dog. The way he hit that motherfucker, dog.
shit was
Yeah.
vicious, dog. Like
Jesus Christ.
Just straight up angle.
that shows aggression, dog. And I seen it a couple times, and I say like that's the tres dedos, dog. I was like with the outside of his foot, so he could kind of stay in, it doesn't get wide on him. Fucking banger, dog. And listen, the goalie fucking dies for it, and he makes an attempt for it. Not getting anywhere near that. Not getting anywhere near that, man. That's a fucking banger, bro. And if that's not a goal of the week, dog, I'm gonna stripping, dog. Because sheesh.
Oh, I mean,
We had goal one and
three
two.
goals, all
Yeah.
three goals we scored are stupid bangers to me.
I agree. So after we score a goal, I think GBS decides to make some changes. Efra and Julian come off for Cuello and Felcher. I think you see a drop off there. I think there you saw a little drop off.
Yep.
But, Felcher is definitely a call out because he's under a microscope. But I think in Cuello too, he didn't really provide anything else for us. Portland follows that up with moving Boni out, bringing in Chara, and then there's a shot from distance. From
Jesus
Blanco.
Christ, dog. You heard that shit hit the post, bro? That shit was scary.
That shit was vicious too. And that one I'm not gonna fucking well, actually, here I'll say this, right? That one, if it scored that one on Bingham, I wouldn't be surprised, right? I think goalkeepers can make that save, but that's also a shot though. That was a banger.
Yeah.
When I seen it leave his foot, I was like, ooh, right, and that shit bang off the crossbar, and I was like, we lucked out on that. And then within that, there's a few chances that Portland scored. Portland scored 2 goals that I think rightfully so were called offside. But man, like I was nervous. I was nervous, right? Because I think this may be like the 75th, right before the 80th minute, so they still had time. They score one, like you put the pressure on to make 3-2 in the 80th minute versus against Portland. That's scary. That's a scary thought. I was mad nervous, especially after those goals that got called back. Blanco shot from distance that hit the crossbar. That show's scary. And then we had a glimpse of hope. Cameron Dunbar comes in, replacing Subak. And, I think it might have been Rooney or it might have been George I was talking to. I'm wondering if he's going to go up top or he's going to go out wide. He ended up going out wide. Or at least he showed himself a lot more out wide. And man, that kid from the jump, he was already active. Like he was looking for the ball, he was looking making runs, including one that he gets found by Pavon. He gets found by Pavon. So Pavon sits him up with space, and the kid never doubts him. He takes a shot though, fucking good shot too, like second pole.
This is what we asked of fucking Zuback.
Yes.
This is the exact same play.
Same play. Yep. Play for play.
This motherfucker has the killer instinct, bro. He's not gonna give up the opportunity. And he missed, but fuck, he took the shot, and it was a fucking good ass shot.
It was a really good shot, man. I mean, it was placed.
I think keeper gets a hand on it, no?
Does he? He might have.
I think he got fingertips on it. I'm not 100% sure, but from what I remember, I think he got a hand on it.
And I think that might have been that's what took the ball out then, right? Because that shit was since fucking less than inches, centimeters away from fucking being a goal. If it hits the pole just slightly more to the inside, it bounces in. But instead, it hits the post dead middle and it bounces back out. Oh,
if we would have scored that shit, I would have lost my shit here at the house. I'd have been so happy.
Legit, I felt for the kid though, man. Like I felt for him because, like, you know, he hasn't been seeing the minutes that we thought he would see after his first performance. Coming in, like, you know, with 15 minutes less. Coming in at the 87th minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how old is Zumber? Zumber is like 17, 16, something like that. He's a kid too.
You gotta take it slow with him.
Years old.
Yeah,
you gotta take it slow with him.
I agree, but again, like for him, I felt bad for him because again, I figured we'd see more minutes plus because the team was shittier. He hasn't got him, and now he got him. He almost got a goal. It was really good. But besides that, besides that highlight of almost scoring a goal, the kid is tiny. And did you see us hold the play?
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you see us hold the play? Like he had 3 defenders on him heading towards the fucking towards the corner kick. He wasn't getting the corner kick, so he just kicks it off the player. Kid is 17 years old, and he looks like he weighs 110 pounds. You know what I mean? He looks small. Again, I'm saying all that just to give him credit on how good he used his body and control the ball to hold the ball up. Where I thought maybe like that was it, right? Like once he see him kind of cool the game down, he got the ball in their area and cool the ball down. I was like, okay, maybe we out here 3-1. Psych as fuck. Diego Valeri comes in the 89th minute.
Wrong. We have been wrong.
Comes in the 89th minute. I think Chara finds him well on a goal. Finds him well on the wing. And it's Valeri, right? He's cold blooded. But I'm gonna give this one on Bingham again though. Right? Again, I think the defense slept a little bit because they all shifted. Valeri's way too wide open in his Valeri, so you don't want to leave him wide open like that. He was wide open, so the defense slept a little bit. But
can you go back on that image?
Yeah, I got one. Oh no, I got this one and I got that one.
Right there. Go back to the with the extended leg.
Yep.
Yeah, that one.
Again,
go for it, Rudy.
If you guys are on YouTube, you guys are seeing the image right now. If you guys are not on YouTube, go to YouTube and look at that second goal, and so you know what we're talking about right now. Bingham is positioned all right. He's on his first ball. You don't expect the ball to go in your first ball. Again, the defense could have been there earlier, lock that down. But like as Angel was mentioning on Monday, I tell you guys, from out wide, they could take a shot. Just cover the inside for me. Right? Because that right there, that's my shot. That's in the first pole. And it's not like, like he fucking rocketed to the top corner where he didn't get a chance to react. Like that ball ends up being next to his body.
I'm trying to see, yep.
That ball ends up being next to his body, and just the reaction time is not there for him to get down there and make that block.
I still think he's too out. I think he could have been closer to the pole because just looking at this shit
wait, 2 out to what?
Like he could be closer to the first post, in my opinion.
Just for context, right?
He's too in.
Just for context, right? Like this is him standing, and this is his legs going out underneath him when he makes that dive, right? So he's not like he moves up, like where he's at here, like that's where he's at. He just kind of dives this way. That's where his legs move out, right? So you got to remember, like his torso stays the same place. That's not a bad angle for a first pole, bro, right? Because if you know what you're doing, and here's the thing, right? You dive for that. I personally think you put your body in front of that. Right.
Well, see that, and then that's my issue, right? Because you should put your body in front of that. There's no reason why you should be diving
Yeah.
first post. Like,
Nope.
dog, put your fucking body out there. Like,
Exactly.
take one for the fucking team.
You have your legs.
Yeah. You have your legs.
That's a fundamental. Close your legs. Let that shit bounce off your legs with power because it's coming with power. If not, let it hit something on your body.
And if you don't even do that, do the Neuer, where you get fucking huge. You extend all your limbs and you get as big as you can, right? To cover as much as possible. Anything but like trying to make that dive that way. Like I don't understand how. Again, maybe this is getting too nitpicky, but this is a first post goal is always going to be on the keeper for me. You know what I mean? First post goal is always going to be the keeper for me. I know those they'll go in sometimes, but this one doesn't seem like one of those shots.
The only way that goal goes in is either top pins in the first post or under your fucking legs.
Yep.
Those are that's the only way. And even under the legs, you could criticize a little bit.
Yeah.
But where that shot went in, it's at body, like your body height.
Exactly. Your body itself, your torso itself should have blocked this goal. If you know how to move right, if you know how to position yourself right. Unfortunately, we don't have neither of that with that. So in the 90th plus minute, it's 3-2. Luckily for us, it was too close. It was too close to the end for them to get another goal. Match ends 3-2. What seemed and what should have been a more comfortable victory turned out to be a close one at the end. Largely thanks to Bingham, right? Which is
question: Do we pull out with this? Do we pull out with this game with those three starting?
I don't know.
To play devil.
I don't know. I wonder if there's more reaction from the team earlier, or there's not. Like I don't know. That's an interesting one. Look, for us, we don't have to fucking find that out. At least not for that game, because
this is what happens when you punch him in the fucking mouth early.
Yeah,
that's always be said. This is shit. This is the shit. That's it.
Yeah. Listen, we didn't have to worry about it because we had the goal lead. We were able to answer right back and maintain that lead. I forgot who it was, but somebody mentioned something about but remember we beat their B squad or something to that term, and I was like, I don't care whether we beat them or not. We play the team that
like that's basically not necessarily everyone, but that's mostly our bench players playing too. Forget Jonah's not playing. You forget Johnny's not here. You forget Chicharito's not playing. You forgot Jonah didn't start. Like, and it's not GBS's problem who the other manager decides to put out there.
Nah. You can only beat the team that's in front of you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, you only beat the team in front of you. So I don't want to hear, at least personally, I won't hear any argument about like, oh, that it's a team without the players, whatever. I don't care. They won, and that's 3 in a fucking row. That's 9 points, boys. I don't think none of us predicted more than 9 points.
No,
in the 6 games. I don't think none of us got that far, though.
Not only that, we were in last place. We are currently sitting in 5th or tied for 4th.
Tied for 4th, yep. Yeah.
I just want to add one more thing before we close this game out. Penalty in the first half on Zubek, yes or no?
Oh, easy call, yes. Easy 100%. Call, yes.
If they want to bitch and cry about the offsides, let's talk about the penalty.
Oh, man, it is so wrong too, because like to not look at it, what the fuck, right?
They had
to not look at it tells me that you saw it and 100% sure that's not a penalty.
But see, the job of the 4th ref that's watching the video is to call out clear and obvious mistakes.
The people in the VAR, because 4th
ref, the people in the VAR. Yeah. So that tells me that the person in the VAR 100% that's not a penalty. That's
and I don't know how you see that and say that's not a penalty or even like worth a look. I don't see how you see that and it's not worth a look. I try to get a screen cap of that, but it wasn't looking right. And just to touch on that a little bit, I am trying to figure out what is fair use to see if we could get small clips of it when we're talking and makes it easier for us to break that down. Masa, are you there or are you stuck?
I think he's stuck.
I think he must have stuck. All right, George, let's run this. Any last thoughts on this game? No.
Nope. I actually think that we fucking hit this game. I think we said hit them in the mouth early. We were talking about their big 3, but they weren't in. But we did well.
Yeah, I agree. I think we did well. And again, 9 points out of 3 games right now. Boys are moving, and I fucks with that heavy. All right. So let's talk about the one thing that we're here for the tailgate, and it's now 30 minutes after. We play LAFC again this Sunday at 7:30 p.m. They just
bullshit. They should have made that game. Should have made that fucking game at 1 p.m.
Hell yeah,
pussy ass MLS.
We play against LAFC. They just came out of fucking tearing San Jose apart. They put 5 past San Jose. let's start lineups. Do you think much changes in the lineups?
I think the only thing that changes is Jonah starts. For who? I think Joe Benning gets to sit down.
Interesting. And you say that, and I think you might be right, but it's not an easy call though.
No, 100% no, and that's what I love about this.
Yeah.
That is not an easy call on who's starting and who's not, because everyone's playing well.
Yeah, and we're talking about all right. Yo, sorry about that. Masa froze for a while. We were hoping he came back, but he never did. Two-man show. Let's go, George. Talking about LAFC versus the Galaxy. Jonah, you're thinking Jonah comes in for Benny. We're talking about how it's a tough decision to make, right? Because Benny's playing well, and yet we're talking about Jonah, right? Like our captain, and we're thinking it's a hard decision to bring him in. It's crazy. I mean, just go back.
It's a good problem.
Go back 6 weeks when we're talking about Orlando, right? And look at the drastic fucking change of tone and the way we're expressing about this team right now. 3 games, bro. And I'm not complaining. This is exactly what we wanted to see. We wanted to see them change. We wanted to see them step up. So again, good problem to have. But I agree. I agree. I think we might be. Actually, I prefer it that way, right? Just because Kitchen has been doing a lot of the dirty work for us, so I need that to continue. I'm okay with that. Araujo and Efra, what do you think? Are they staying in or going back to
100%? Nope, keep it the same. 100%. Araujo and Efra. Like to see that young competitiveness from their attackers and Araujo going at it. It should be interesting.
Yeah, right. Because he's been battling with them playing out on the wing. And now his responsibility is going to be completely defensive, or not completely defensive, but his focus is going to be defensively. I'm interested to see that. I'm interested to see that the kid has fire, the kid has a bite. So I'm interested to see that, and I agree. I think they stay. They perform well, and I don't see any other change. Unfortunately, you're saying
I want to see Cameron Dunbar start up top.
But see, it'd be interesting, right? Because I don't know if he can start up top. I think he had to start out wide. Because I don't think he's. Honestly, I think he found himself in the midfield. I mean, in the middle of the box and almost as a striker. But most of the time, he's coming out wide, right? He's coming from the wide, coming in. So I don't know if we can see him up top. I don't know if we throw him out there. Yeah, I don't know. I think at least initially.
But if you're GBS and if I'm the coach, I show him that play of Pavon taking them on and you opening up and be like, this is what a striker does. Open up, take your shot. This is exactly what we need.
Yeah, and I agree. But again, I don't know. I don't see him as a striker. Maybe it's his size, maybe it's inexperience. And I also think Subak can battle it out in the up top, at least at first, right? If you don't have, especially if you don't have Chicha, I think Subak is enough to battle it out. But I don't disagree that he's an option off the bench though. Like Subak should be an option off the bench, as we've seen. Especially if it's gonna still be kind of hot. I know it's a night, but it's still gonna be kind of hot. Both teams came out of playing on Wednesday, so maybe with tired legs, you take advantage with Dunbar and even maybe Wild. I think we were good. If it comes back in, I'll fix it. I don't know if they're coming. All right. We see him come in. Give me thoughts on what do you think is going to happen in this game? How do you think this game is going to
go? We need a lot from our young talent. I think they know the story of Pavon. They know everything about him. If anything, they're going to say, pinpoint this guy. This is the guy you need to stop. It's going to be Pavon's going to make magic. Pavon's going to be Pavon, and that's going to open up the lane for everyone else around him, which is what the Galaxy did in this game. Pavon was not playing well the first half, and the Galaxy still held a comfortable lead, and they managed to control a game. Granted, against the Portland side that wasn't fully stocked, but I think with the confidence that the team built in this first half gives us enough to take into the next game.
Yeah, I think you hit it right there with the end statement, right? Like the confidence they have, especially having beaten them a week ago, right? Or is it 2 weeks ago now? Yeah, I think it's 2 weeks ago. I think they're coming in with a lot of confidence, and you've seen what confidence does to players. I mean, Leggett, Efra, Julian, right? To a certain extent, even Steris. Like all these players were super down on. Kitchen. We were super down on Kitchen too, right? And the confidence they built up we're all back on board with these kids. You know, it seems like we're maybe not fully on board, but we're all willing to see them play out and start in the game again. So I agree. I think that's key right now, that we're coming confident. But I also think LAFC feel like they figured their shit out by this win versus the Quakes, that 5-1 victory over the Quakes. I hate Massa now. I mean, I don't hate him, but I kind of hate him. I think they figure it out. Let's talk. What do you think? Can you stop? Massa? Technical difficulties.
I don't know what the fuck is going on right now.
It's all good. Just don't log off or log off, one or two, because you keep moving the cameras on the screen.
My bad. It's just this shit. I don't know why my laptop booted me or my internet booted me. Only my laptop. That shit's weird. Whatever.
It's all good. You stay voice if you want. If you don't have a camera, you stay voice. It's all good. But let's finish it up because it's taking longer than I promised you guys. Yeah. So let's talk about keys to victories. What do you want to see gameplay wise from the Galaxy to get this victory? What do you think they need to do?
More of the same.
A lot of fast transitions. Damn, bitches, are you gonna come into the pod, not say shit throughout time, and then you're gonna cut me off, motherfucker? How about you let me talk?
Shit. George, go first.
All right, go myself. I'll go myself.
Motherfuckers, what are you to go?
What's up, Baba? Go.
Just more of the same, dog. Stay compact, stay aware defensively, and just do what you got to do. Get the ball to Pavon, dog. Ain't nobody on that team stopping that motherfucker.
Yeah.
DC is stupid motherfucker. After everything I just said, they're gonna figure out Pavon. All right. I think Lejed's going to play another huge role in this game. I think he's up for it. I if there's someone that understands this rivalry, the way that Zlatan had it, I think it might be him. And I think we're going to see a huge game from Dupuy.
Yeah. Listen, he should have a great game. I mean, he's been having great games, right? And I think I think he makes a statement this game and just kind of showcase, I got LAFC in my pocket, right? I think the same goes for Pavon. I think Pavon can make a difference. I know what you're saying, but I think Pavon still can make a difference. And again, make it a staple, like, I got you guys in my back pocket, right? I honestly believe this team is feeling good right now, and what we're seeing in the field is a result of that. And I think we're dangerous. Yep. I want to see possession of the ball, right? One thing we did well last game against them was dictate the pace of the game, and I want to see that. I want to see them dictate the pace of this game again, right? They don't have their star player, their franchise player with Vela, so that has to give them a boost, like knowing they don't have to go against the player.
I forgot that pussy's out, huh?
Yes, that guy's out. Listen, would that be?
I heard it's gonna be hot as fuck too. So
Oh yeah, I said the game should have been at 1 p.m.
Yeah, I forgot you weren't here for that because Curaçao internet again. I thought you had 400 megabits a second though. Never mind. No. Let's not go there. We're 50 minutes in. Let's not go there. Let's finish it off.
Let's make it an hour and a half.
No. It's supposed to be short podcast. Lost track of line. What's his name? Vela's out, but that doesn't mean they don't have players. We've seen him take an L, like a fat L against them without Vela. Tell me what do we have to do defensively, or how do we avoid taking an L to his team at home?
Do they have Atuesta?
They should have him, because I don't think his injury is long term.
You stop that man. You stop Atuesta. He's the player that sets Rossi up, and then Rossi goes out to the races, find Brandy Wright Phillips. You stop Atuesta in the midfield, and that's how we win the game. That's the key to this game. You stop that man, and that's it.
And if you don't have him, you have to worry
if they don't have him,
then we already
Rossi. Yeah, I feel if they don't have that man, we're controlling that game. That midfield is very important to them. Mark Anthony K is a piece of shit. He shouldn't be playing in the. He shouldn't even be playing the MLS. Fucking USL player, trash. Atuesta is the heart of that team, and he goes unrecognized, but that motherfucker can play. If you stop him,
my bad, George. Just to update, he's questionable for Sunday.
There it is. Well, our W is for sure then. But you stop him, you stop him, and it's gonna be a good day for us.
Let's go, Massa. You got anything to add to that?
Just overpower that middle, dog. Whether he's playing or not, control that shit. Be physical. Rock these motherfuckers early on, bro.
Yeah,
they don't want it. They don't want the smoke like that.
I agree. I think big key to this game is Kitchen.
Yeah,
big key to the game is Kitchen, and if it's Jonah or if it's Corona, to be in.
You know, at this point, like, not that I don't like Jonah, I just feel like you got to stick with the boys that been playing.
Unfortunately, you went offline, but that's what we're saying, right? Like, I think he could play over Corona, but it's not an easy call for me, right? And we're talking about Jonah Santos, our captain. I don't think it's an easy call to bring him in for anybody in this team right now. I mean, unless he knows how to play keeper. You know, he knows how to play keeper, then
probably it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt.
But honestly, I think like big kid to his game is Kitchen. Kitchen doing the same thing he was doing at the first game, where it's like just making it uncomfortable for the midfield to receive the ball and turn. You know, put a tackle in, put a tackle in, and that goes for the whole team. I just shouldn't say it out loud, but I'm feeling confident coming into this game, just because I what I've seen in the field. Probably gonna come back and bite me in the ass. I hope not.
No,
but
never that. I feel more confident about this one than the first one.
Yeah, for sure. All right, boys. Let's get some fucking predictions here. What do you think?
I'm gonna repeat for the 2-0 W.
Ooh, I'm down with that.
We're keeping a clean sheet.
I fucked with that.
So the key number. Yeah, go ahead.
My bad. Angel's prediction now. He texted to me.
Oh yeah, go for it.
He called 4-2 Galaxy.
Let's go. I fucked with that too.
Mm-hmm.
David Bingham scoring 4 on them and 2 on us.
Yeah.
All right.
I
go. The magic number for me was 2. I go 2-1 Galaxy, with Legit and Jonas scoring.
Let's go. I like that. I'm gonna go 3-3 tie. I think it's gonna be a gang goal scored.
Hey, go to church, dog. You sound scared right now.
I am, dog.
You sound like we're Galaxy fans. Sounds like we're Galaxy fans, dog.
You know why? I mean, it's the goalkeeper. I don't see how Bingham, Rossi, or even fucking Phillips or Brian Rodriguez puts a decent shot on him. I don't see how Bingham blocks him because he's trash. So I'm thinking it's gonna be a shootout, a 3-3 draw. I'm hoping we can sneak one away and get that dub again. But goals.
You know what? Out of all these, I go with yours. 3 goals on Bingham is the end of him. We said this is the last game we want him to play because he understands his game, this rivalry. This is the last game I want to see David Bingham in an LA Galaxy jersey starting for us.
You know what? I think give it to the end of the first phase.
Phase 1.
And I think he's getting dropped mid phase. I don't think they'll do it now just because the games are so like back to back, and I feel like there still needs like some kind of a chemistry with your goalkeeper and your backline. So I think when phase 1 is over and however long phase 2 takes, well, no, but I'm saying like, you know, it's kind of hard to make that switch, dog.
I think goalie is the easiest switch you can make.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either. But that might be interesting. What do we have? We have one more game.
We have San Jose on Wednesday after LAFC on Sunday.
Yeah. And that's it, right? And that's it.
And that's a wrap.
I'll be interesting. Listen, I'm definitely Bingham out this year for sure. Right now for sure. So I hear you. But a 3-3 draw. Massa has what you have?
2-0, baby.
2-0, and George, you have a 2-1 victory. Listen, I'll take any of those. Either one of you guys. But we'll see. It's gonna be a tough matchup again. Sunday at 7:30 p.m. on Spectrum. That's on Spectrum again, right?
I don't know.
I think it's on Spectrum, but it shouldn't be locked out. So it's gonna be in the main channel. Actually, let me confirm that. It's gonna be Unimas has it, and
to the end.
Unimas and Spectrum. So you should have them there. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Again, welcome to the motherfucking tailgate. These are a lot smoother. They're a lot shorter, but we haven't done it for a while. So no, listen, we just haven't done it for a while. So we're a little rusty, but these should come out every week going forward. That being said, it's a motherfucking tailgate. I'm your boy Rudy at I Am Smarts on Twitter. I'm Smarts on Twitch. I Am Smarts on the gram.
George, the Undefeated 7, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch.
Peace, love, and G's up, baby.
Peace.
Go.